Hello and good evening. I'm Gautam Roy and this is Late Edition. Now, the country prides itself in the valor and sacrifice of its troops and holds them in high esteem. But what if it's claimed that those very troops are denied their rightful dues, even proper food and water, while they risk their lives so that we sleep snug at night without a worry? Well, the government has taken charges leveled by a border security force Jawan of denial of proper rations by superiors very seriously. Home Minister Rajnath Singh has reacted strongly to the Jawan's viral video, directing the Home Secretary to seek a report from the BSF and take appropriate action. But it's unlikely to be an open and shut case, because the Jawan has not only breached discipline by levelling the charges in the manner that he did, but he is also known to have a checkered past.
Serious charge of denying Jawans who guard our borders their due, or an equally serious act of indiscipline. A selfie video posted by Constable T.B. Yadav of BSF's 29th Battalion posted on the Indo-Pak border that went viral soon after hitting social media. Without blaming the government, the soldier accused unnamed superiors of siphoning off supplies meant for troops while serving them poor quality food under harsh working conditions. He urged the Prime Minister to get the matter probed in his three-part video running over 4 minutes. The government reacted immediately. Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh tweeting, he's directed Home Secretary for a report from the BSF and take action. Minister of State for Home Kiran Rijiju also reacted, saying that the matter is being taken seriously and that he has found high levels of satisfaction amongst Jawans during his regular visits to the border areas. He added that the welfare of security forces guarding the borders and other difficult areas are high on priority and any anomaly will be dealt with firmly. The BSF on its part has instituted an inquiry into the entire matter under the supervision of a DIG level officer. At the same time, it has said that the constable had a troubled past and had been given 4 major punishments apart from being issued reprimands for alleged violation of discipline. He had also applied for voluntary retirement.
तेज बहादुर जो है पास में इसका इंडिसिप्लिन एक्ट रहे हैं, इसका इंटॉक्सिकेशन का, इनसबॉर्डिनेशन का, सुपीरियर के ऊपर जो है फोर्स अप्लाई करने का और उसके ऊपर अपनी बंदूक तानने के इस तरह के बहुत ही संवेदनशील इसके ऊपर आरोप लगे थे. इसका कोर्ट मार्शल 2010 में हुआ था. इसकी फैमिली को ध्यान में रखते हुए, बच्चों को ध्यान में रखते हुए इसके ऊपर जो है लीनियंट व्यू लिया गया और इसको जो है सर्विस से डिसमिस ना करके 89 डेज आरआई दे करके इसको जो है सर्विस में रखा गया. उसके बाद से जब से ये यहाँ पर है, ताकि ये सुपरविजन में काम करे और इस तरह की हरकत दोबारा ना हो पाए, तो इसलिए जो है इसको हेडक्वार्टर में ही मुख्य तौर पे रखा गया. इसके ऊपर फुल फ्लेजेड इंक्वायरी की जाएगी. बीएसएफ वेलफेयर मैटर्स के जितने भी इश्यूज हैं उन पर पूरी तरह से संजीदा है और पूरा ध्यान देती है, और ये हमारे लिए बड़ा सेंसिटिव मैटर है कि इस तरह की बात सामने आई है, और इस इंक्वायरी हो जाने के बाद में जो भी मुद्दे सामने आते हैं उसके मुताबिक जो है अगली कार्रवाई की जाएगी.
The BSF brass also said that the constable will be shifted to a different post for the duration of the inquiry to ensure he is not influenced by anyone. But his intentions will also be examined, because no other soldier complained about the food in the manner that he did.
All right, so that's how things stand, but how will the matter proceed further? To what extent will the BSF go into these charges and all these relevant past details that have come about the person who's levying the charges? How should all this be seen? We have with us Pravash Kumar Mishra, former ADG BSF, and we also have Director India Foundation Alok Bansal with us, a well-known security expert. Welcome to the show. Mr. Mishra, first to you. On the face of it, what do you make of these charges and the person himself who's made this? Because the BSF has been very clear about his past.
Yes, the BSF has clear categorically told about the indisciplinedness of this constable, because of his hitting with to his company commander and exonerrized with 89 days. He was court-martialed and he was sent for 89 days in custody, and he was more or less absent without leave for several times. Things are there in the past, and he was under counseling in the headquarters always and was giving sedentary duties for the last so many years after the battalion came to Mandi Mandir from Tripura border. Now, for the last 14 days only, he was sent to this administrative base camp.
And the BSF has said that this was done experimentally to see how his counselling has gone.
Yes. So, he was under counselling by superior officers, and they have not sent him to the border outpost direct or to the FDL direct. They have sent it to the base camp from where the administrative and logistical support is being given to the BOPs. So, there what has transpired in the video, I have seen it 3 to 4 times. I have seen the video and wanted to judge it. What he has shown it may be a fact, it may not be a fact. It's only the constables who were there in that base camps, who have taken that food on that particular day, they would be able to verify.
Because what he has shown could well be doctored. You can burn a paratha separately, you can water down a dal separately.
You can easily do it. He has not shown the kitchen part of it. He has shown, of course, the total terrain in the back he has shown. That is very easy to manipulate. I can well tell you the ration there is from the Indian Army. The BSF, the rationing system in that Mandi Mandir area, the whole battalion, it draws the army ration, and the army ration is quite sumptuous. What the army Jawan takes it in that terrain, the BSF Jawans also take the same thing. So, and the pilferage, what charge he has made, that senior officers and all, they are involved in pilfering the ration items. It is very, very difficult to take away stores from base camps and FDLs and BOPs. You see, you have to have porters and ponies there to bring it down. It's not possible. And whether those items, what it has been sent to the base camp and the FDLs, you can check it from the porter pony register, because the porter ponies only they carry it to the base camp from the stock. And it's very easy to find it out.
So there are checks and balances in place.
Always. And the BSF is having the menu system. What will be there in the breakfast, what will be there in the lunch, what will be there in the dinner. And I know it particularly that minimum 4 days they have non-vegetarian. Those who are vegetarians, they get paneer and kheer in lieu of it. And breakfast, I have never seen in any post one is getting with parotha and one chai. It's always parotha or puri with sabji and chai. It's the first time.
It almost sounds petty.
This is very surprising.
To be talking about paratha and chai and paratha and sabzi like this, but
it's very surprising. I'm telling you,
it is a very basic issue. Yes. But what Mr. Mishra, Alok Bansal is saying, that what this Jawan has said needs to be taken with a large pinch of salt, you know, because of all those missing ingredients that he finds. But even if there is an element of truth, a little bit of an element of truth in it, I think the government didn't want to leave anything to chance, which is why such a prompt action by the Home Minister, asking the Home Secretary to tell the BSF to get an inquiry done into it so that we know what is truth.
Undoubtedly. See, we have a culture. In fact, there is a very famous Hindi song which says that if we get 2 breads from somewhere, one is for the defenders of the borders and next the rest we'll... so that is the culture where I think we believe that those who are protecting our borders must not be inconvenienced, even if we have to face shortages. With that sort of a culture, when this sort of a complaint comes, I think Home Minister has taken a very prompt step. He's ordered actually inquiry. He's asked people to submit. Now, as far as the incident per se is concerned, there are a lot of issues actually which must be there. Firstly, if it is true, then it needs to be investigated. We need to understand that in BSF, unlike the army, you have a very decentralized system where I think the company commanders are given money to procure rations for that. Now, this system is fraught with problems. But in this particular case, where this particular individual has complained that this was under army control and the Jawans there get army rations. And army rations, I have the scale, and if it was a high altitude post which is above 9,000 feet, they get sumptuous meals. I don't think so this sort of a paratha and chai alone is feasible anywhere. Minimum it would be a stuffed paratha with pickle, or it would be a paratha with sabji or something like that, or whatever it is. So I think to some extent, considering the past of this individual, now this is a very important fact. The allegations against him are very, very serious. He is supposed to have used force against a superior officer. I think in any other armed force, he would have been thrown out. Now, he is continuing to serve itself actually raises questions about BSF and BSF hierarchy as to why after such serious allegations, alcoholism, absenteeism, hitting his seniors, he is continuing in force.
Maybe Mr. Mishra can answer that.
Yes, in the first case, while hitting an officer, he was court-martialed for 89 days.
Okay.
89 days. It clearly transpires. If he would have been given 90 days, he would have been sent out from the force, because they perhaps the court martial in the court, the judges, they thought about his family and they wanted to give him a chance.
Some leniency was shown.
Leniency was shown. He was given a chance, and that is what he was counseled also. He was kept under counseling.
But again,
So
the
they gave
question
him a
is, why
chance.
would such a person with so many problems be holding a gun and be posted in a position where he could be of risk? I mean, they mention alcoholism as well.
Yeah, I mean, he had all those qualities, but anyway, under counseling, he was given only sedimentary duties without weapon, and he was kept in battalion headquarters always. After about 4 years, the first time for 14 days only, he was sent to that base camp. It is a base camp where he has been sent to just to check what is the effect of this counseling. He was not sent to the FDL or the BOPs to do the sentry duty or to the watch the Indo-Pakistan border. He was sent only to the administrative base, from where the support will be sent to the border outposts and FDLs. So that is what he has done this. But now, of course, the inquiry is being done by some other DIGs of the sector, and the other constables of that base camp will categorically tell what exactly was the state of affairs, what exactly was made that day for the lunch and breakfast, and they will definitely agree that this is perhaps not the case. I remained as a company commander for 20 years with the troops in FDLs. I have never seen that time also having a parotha and a chai. That time, and now things are much better.
Wouldn't you think that the past is replete with instances where you have the CST scam, which is still being probed, I believe, and repeated complaints keep on surfacing where action is taken by central investigative agencies, where very high-ranking officials have been brought to book, they've been arrested, or they've been court-martialed as well, going all the way back to 2006, 2007. Even recently, in the past few months, people have been acted against for, well, basic problem in terms of substandard supplies, things being beyond expiry date and being supplied, supplies being misdirected into civilian supply areas, and misappropriation of liquor as well.
See, I have no doubts that there have been certain instances of corruption which have crept into the armed forces, and they are being dealt with seriously. Having said that, the video is very, very shocking. See, like showing that dal without any condiments. Troops are entitled for condiments, and condiments would have been supplied. Now, to me, unless of course the local post commander was indulging in gross misappropriation, I think army would have definitely delivered the condiments, because you cannot do it. You can probably do supplying substandard stuff is a different issue, but not supplying a thing which is entitled is just not feasible. It would have been supplied. So to my mind, it looks, considering the past of this particular Jawan, it seems to be a doctored video. See, it's very easy to get a dal and put some water into it and show it that this is being done, because the whole purpose of this individual, the way he narrates the commentary, is that he wants to play the victimhood. See, again, the point is, this is one of the problems with us, I think, where we take this lenient action. A chap who was indulged in hitting his superior, how can a person remain in armed force? How can you entrust a person like this with a weapon? He could repeat the same thing. He would actually take other lives. Now to say that he's being sent on a sedentary duty in his place, but he would invariably on a sedentary duty still hold a gun. He'll still have an access to the gun. Now, having said that, there is a very major problem which we need to understand as far as BSF is concerned, and I must take a few minutes here, because Rustamji committee, which constituted the BSF, wanted a force to be created which must have army ethos for guarding our posts. Now, regrettably, over last few decades, we have created a force with police ethos. And police...
Why is that a problem?
That is a problem, because our police system is actually mired with corruption. Whether we like it or we don't like it. The problem is, today you have a force where the top hierarchy comes from outside without any experience. They have not served with their troops. They don't understand the problems, sufferings of the
So you're raising very systemic issues. We'll go further into it. We're taking a short break at this point. Stay tuned for this very special show to Late Edition.
प्रधानमंत्री जीवन ज्योति बीमा योजना। इस योजना के तहत सिर्फ ₹1 प्रतिदिन जमा करने के हिसाब से आपको मिल सकता है 2 लाख रुपए का जीवन बीमा। आपके बाद आपके परिवार का जीवन बिना रुके चलता रहे, इसलिए
आज ही इस योजना से जुड़ें। बिना हेलमेट बाइक की सवारी। याद रखिए, हेलमेट ना हो तो सड़क पर सिर और तरबूज में कोई फर्क नहीं। क्या जरूरी है कि हर बात हादसों से ही सीखी जाए? हेलमेट पहने, सुरक्षित चलें। सड़क परिवहन और राजमार्ग मंत्रालय द्वारा जनहित में जारी।
मुझे मिला। मुझे भी मिला।
और मुझे भी।
अल्पसंख्यक कार्य मंत्रालय की इस योजना में छोटे कारोबारियों के लिए है टर्म लोन यानी मियादी कर्ज, जिसमें 10 लाख तक की मदद का प्रावधान है। एनजीओ से जुड़ी अल्पसंख्यक महिलाओं के लिए है माइक्रो फाइनेंस स्कीम यानी लघु वित्त योजना, जिसमें है 50,000 तक का कर्ज। इसके अलावा माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटी के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए है एजुकेशन लोन स्कीम, जिसमें है प्रोफेशनल और टेक्निकल एजुकेशन के लिए बहुत ही कम ब्याज दरों पर लोन। तो आप भी NMDFC की कर्ज स्कीम से लाभ उठाएं।
हुनर को हौसला।
अरे वाह राधा, नई यूनिफॉर्म।
आज मेरी बिटिया को स्कूल से छात्रवृत्ति जो मिली है।
पर इतनी आसानी से कैसे मिल गई?
बिटिया के स्कूल में आधार कैंप लगा था, वहाँ इसका आधार बनवाया, जिससे छात्रवृत्ति के लिए अप्लाई करना और भी आसान हो गया। आज ही अपने बच्चों के आधार पंजीकरण हेतु अपने नजदीकी आधार केंद्र, स्कूल या आंगनवाड़ी से संपर्क करें।
मेरे उज्जवल भविष्य की उड़ान, मेरा आधार, मेरी पहचान।
अब मैं अपने लाइफ की सबसे बड़ी मूवमेंट लीड करने जा रहा हूँ, जो इंडिया के लिए बहुत जरूरी है। आपको खड़ा होना पड़ेगा मेरे साथ टीम स्वच्छ भारत मिशन का हिस्सा बनकर, और हम सब मिलकर एक ऐसा इंडिया बनाएंगे जहाँ हर कोई टॉयलेट यूज करता हो, क्योंकि जब सब टॉयलेट यूज करेंगे तो सब प्रोग्रेस करेंगे।
अरे सुबह सुबह इतनी जल्दी मचा रखी है? हाँ
बाय पापा।
आप में से कौन कौन विदेश में हायर स्टडीज के लिए लोन लेना चाहता है?
मैडम, इंटरेस्ट कितना होगा?
जो भी अल्पसंख्यक स्टूडेंट विदेश में पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट डिप्लोमा, मास्टर्स, एमफिल, पीएचडी जैसी हाई स्टडीज के लिए लोन लेना चाहता है, उसके इंटरेस्ट पर सरकार सब्सिडी दे रही है। यानी आपके एजुकेशन लोन का इंटरेस्ट अब सरकार चुकाएगी।
मदद हमारी, मंजिल आपकी।
जैसे मेरा बैट है खास मेरे लिए, वैसे ही वैल्वोलिन इंजन ऑयल है परफेक्ट मैच इंजन्स के लिए। चेंज टू वैल्वोलिन, बी अनस्टॉपेबल।
छुट्टे नहीं है, टॉफी देता हूँ। ये ले बेटा।
ए बच्चा, ये टॉफी इसको वापस दे दे। 1 रुपया छुट्टा दीजिए। इसे रखिए, ये 1 रुपया बड़े काम की चीज है। प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षा बीमा योजना है। इसमें हर महीने अगर आप केवल 1 रुपए के हिसाब से यानी सालाना 12 रुपए भरते रहें, तो भगवान न करे कभी आपके साथ दुर्घटना हो जाए, आप विकलांग हो जाए, कोई अनहोनी हो जाए, तो आपको और आपके परिवार को इस बीमा योजना के तहत 2 लाख रुपए धनराशि मिल सकती है। तो आज ही इस योजना से जुड़ें।
Welcome back. We're talking about this shocking incident where a BSF Jawan posted a video, a selfie video on social media that has sent shockwaves across the establishment. It has made the Home Minister react and order an inquiry. He's asked the Home Secretary to get the BSF to look into it, and till then this Jawan, his posting is going to be changed, because he said that the kind of rations these Jawans get, the BSF Jawans get in areas that are very harsh in terms of duty areas. They are substandard. It's just not enough. He's also said that sometimes we sleep on empty stomach, and we have Mr. Mishra, formerly from the BSF, talking about it with us, and we also have Alok Bansal, noted security expert. Mr. Mishra, what Alok Bansal was commenting in terms of how the BSF is run and how central paramilitary forces are run, these central paramilitary forces, is there's a basic problem with the way the top brass is posted, and then it handles the entire force.
Yes, I can well tell you, paramilitary forces are all commanded by senior police officers, those who come on deputation. The cadre officers, of course, they don't get any chance to become even number 1 or number 2.
Okay.
It's only in BSF and CRPF they have created only 1 post of additional DG. That also after so many years, 65 the force was created, and I think in 2009.
But how could that problem be connected to this issue?
You see, because these officers, when they come, of course they don't have any past experience of commanding a border guarding force in the past, and they have not stayed with the troops in the border. They have not seen the culture and ethos of the force. The force itself, this is a force. it has got its Air Force, it has got its Navy, it has got its artillery also. Nowhere in police, nowhere in any paramilitary force you will find these three aspects what BSF is having it. So commanding this and getting to know the troops and their moral, keeping the moral in the border, only those officers can do it who have got the past experience of staying with the troops, starting their career as a company commander with the troops.
Are the two of you on the same plank that because of this issue, a problem such as the one that has materialized now could have taken place?
No, I'm not trying to say that, but I'm trying to say that probably that could be one of the reasons why corruption has seeped into the force, if at all it has, because whether we like it or not, in India, a police culture is considered synonymous with some amount of corruption. I think that's how the system works. Is it's reprehensible, but it's a fact that you talk to a common citizen and you take the name police, he associates it with some sort of a corruption. Having said that, it is not correct to call them paramilitary forces. They are central police organizations as far as the government of India is concerned, because if they are paramilitary, then they're being commanded by a police officer is actually not correct. They would have to be commanded either by a military officer or from the cadre officer. But as I said, I have gone through the Rustamji committee report. The whole aim was to create a force with army ethos. So maybe if at all they wanted at the top echelons, they could have probably inducted some people from the army or something who have been actually had an exposure of serving in the border. Now you have people who come from different regions which have no border. Somebody is coming from coastal area, somebody is coming from some state, and then they come on top without any experience. But having said that, as far as this particular incident is concerned, if the incident is true, it's a very, very serious offense and must be taken to its logical conclusion, because if a Jawan says that he has to sleep hungry, I think this sort of a thing is unimaginable to my mind in any armed force. But if it has happened, then it's a very serious issue, needs to be taken cognizance of. But again, considering the past of this particular Jawan, I think the force has a lot to answer. Who was the person who ensured that such a person remained in service? How can a Jawan who has indulged in such gross acts of indiscipline has stayed? And what was the force doing till now? Why didn't they?
If there are so many questions about the force itself, should a high level officer, as has been designated, be looking into it of the same force?
See, ideally speaking, I would have preferred an inquiry by somebody else, but I think that would again dilute the discipline of the force. At least let the first inquiry be done by the officer from the force, and we should not question. If you have certain reasons to suspect that the inquiry has not unearthed the truth, or if there are serious apprehensions, then you can raise the level. But maybe next time when a parliamentary committee goes to visit these areas, that could visit that and ascertain facts, because a final arbiter should be people's representatives, because they come from the section of society where they can actually they represent cross sections of society.
How would you weigh in on this, Mr. Mishra?
Yes, I can well tell you that if this thing has really happened, the enquiry in BSF should be it is now being conducted by a DIG of another sector. This is a normal inquiry, it's not an abnormal case. It remains, because like the court-martial is being done by the commandant of the battalion. He looks, and the judges are mostly from BSF officers like that of army, because BSF act and rules, it has been inherited from army itself. It is exactly, it is not like CRPF, it is like exactly army. So the BSF court-martial, BSF judges, they are all BSF cadre officers. So it is the BSF which will look into this. I don't think that the DIG is a very senior level officer, and if he is doing the inquiry, I think he will definitely bring out the truth. There is nothing, one cannot hide this, because you see the Portos.
How would such an inquiry be conducted so that it reveals the truth?
He can well find out what exact. There are so many constables which were there. There must be a cook who has prepared the food, and the items which are stored in the place, which has gone from the stock from battalion headquarters to that point by Porter and Ponip from down below, who has received it, how much quantity has been received, whether it was registered or not, and what was the payment for the Poton and Pony for those dates for carrying those items, and as per the menu what was prepared and what was taken.
And if anything emerges irregular in this, then this Jawan's allegations would find some substance.
Proved, this photograph, this video which is there of the dal and chapati, if it's really, it is a fact, I think administrative lapse is there, and it is such certainly it should not be pardoned. It is, if it is administrative lapse, it is a lapse, but it has to be seen on the ground whether it is a fact or not.
How should this inquiry be conducted so that, you know, the truth is revealed beyond question, beyond any doubt that we indeed have come to the bottom of the entire issue?
See, I have no doubts if the inquiring officer actually, once he goes to the post and he speaks to the individual Jawans, he would get the truth.
Okay.
I think it's not a very difficult process in any armed forces, irrespective of attempts to cover up. When an individual comes face to face with you and you ask him questions, you often get the truth.
Well, let's hope then an expedition inquiry is conducted and we get to the bottom of this matter as quickly as possible, because the shorter span this controversy does the rounds of social media, the better for the armed forces, for the central police forces, and definitely for all the Jawans who guard our borders, regardless of whether they are in BSF or in the army. Thanks a lot for joining us for the time being. That's it as far as late edition is concerned. Stay tuned for the latest to DD News.